Divinity Original Sin 2 on the PlayStation 4. I'm not very far into the game at all. Basically, I started the game in a room over there, and then I walked over like around here, did some stuff, and then the little deal that's going on in this room, I've basically just saved and reloaded the game a few times just to try a few options out, figure out exactly how this game works. Now, this is a PC game that's been ported to console, and it's a fairly, well, I won't say complicated, but it's a PC game with a lot of features. So the controls on this console port, they're kind of clunky, and I'm still getting used to them. There's a lot of things I think on PC that you would be able to handle with, you know, keyboard buttons and everything, and and then, you know, the command stuff, and basically it's going to be clunky doing a lot of stuff in this game. Probably going to be kind of slow moving through here, but it's a fun game. I haven't played an RPG in a long time, and those are generally my favorite sort of games. I think the last RPG I played was like Dragon's Dogma, so I've been waiting for this a while to come out on PlayStation 4. I have watched a few YouTube videos on this game, so I am aware of a few things, such as this oil right here. If I had a fire spell, I could throw a fire spell at the oil and ignite it, which would explode the barrel. As it is, I can grab some of these candles out of the room, then just put a candle on top of the oil, and then that'll ignite it. Basically, there's a lot of options and a lot of mechanics in this game. And some elements mix as well to create different effects. So basically, if I were to ignite that oil and catch it on fire, then if I had some kind of a curse ability, or if an enemy had a curse ability, then it would become Cursed Fire or Necrofire, which is more difficult to dispel. So if I caught this oil on fire, then I could use like a water spell or rain or something to kill the fire. If it was Necrofire or Cursed Fire, then water would not work. Also, to catch up on a few more things, my character is an undead guy. He's actually a skeleton. He's wearing this funky mask that actually allows him to turn into the different races in the game. So if I wanted to have human spells and people think I'm a human, I could do that. I could be a lizard, elf, or a dwarf. So, it's basically a crutch you get for being an undead, because undead are they're bad in this game, or at least they're not well liked. So if I were to take my helmet off and show my skeleton head, if I were to try and talk to this guy, he would attack me for being a skeleton. But if I just cover my head up and I cover my bones like I'm wearing clothes, then I guess people don't realize that you're a skeleton. Or I could take all my clothes off but wear the mask and turn into an elf or a dwarf or something, and he would think I was one of those and wouldn't attack me. Anyhow, let's get on with the game.
The Magister Guard snorts and sniffles as he sleeps. You're almost impressed that one man can make such a phlegmy racket.
Let's whisper to him.
Is my shift over? You here to... Wait, you're no Magister. You're a sorcerer. What are you doing here, filthy scrounger? Choose your words carefully. My fists ache to meet a new face.
So I started off as a Wayfarer class, so finesse is, I think, my best attribute at the moment.
Those idiots can't even walk straight without mucking it up. Was it Rick's? I bet it was Rick's. Can't just leave the prisoner alone, though. I heard he might be the one causing trouble upstairs.
My next best attribute is actually intelligence, not strength. And I've reloaded this a couple times just to try a few different combinations out and figure the game out a little bit. I've tried both intelligence and memory, and they both failed. I don't think strength is going to succeed either. So I think this is just, I think at this point in the game, I'm just going to fail this no matter what. Yep, not enough.
If it's all the same, I think it's best he comes with me. Some offence intended. You hear that, Emoire? We're taking a walk.
Also, if I were to open this gate, let that guy out, then this guy would just attack me for some reason.
Hurry it up, sorcerer. We haven't got all day.
And I want to get a fight anyhow. Oh, and he attacked that guy for me.
The dead magister. Somebody will have to take the blame for this, and it won't be me.
Alright, I'm undead, so being poisoned actually heals me and it harms living things, so yep. Let's try this.
Glory is mine.
Oh, I can attack a lot. Alright. And if I didn't just attack those guys, then this guy would end up attacking us anyhow. So I guess he actually was a bad prisoner. I'm a good prisoner, but this guy was a straight up bad prisoner. And heal myself just by walking in poison. Pretty cool. Also, poison on the ground is flammable. So there's this one, this door is locked and the barrel is blocking it too. I could just pick up the barrel and move it, or I can put a candle, let me see how to do this. I can put a candle on the poison and it'll blow it up. And blow the door. And another thing I know about this game is there are lots of animals in the game. And so there's some tags or there's some talents that you can pick up when you're creating your own character. A lot of them are combat oriented. But the one I picked is actually Pet Pal, which means I can talk to all the animals in the game.
Get your dirty little paws.
And I've already talked to the sheep, but anyhow, being able to talk to animals, it opens up, I think it's going to open up a whole bunch of quests, and it gives you knowledge that you otherwise wouldn't have if you couldn't talk to animals. Eventually, I think you can have like a party of 4. And then, so you should always have someone in your party who can talk to animals if it's not your own main character. Alright, so this was the tutorial screen, and now let's go up and get on with the game.
No known associates. In fact, you seemed quite averse to spending time with the others.
Everything's spick and span. Nothing left to do.
So I don't know why RPGs these days always start off with you being a prisoner. Like, was it Oblivion, Baldur's Gate? You're always a freaking prisoner in these games. It's kind of boring, but yeah. Oh yeah, if you hold X, then you do this like spread out search, and then you can interact with everything that's in your search radius.
In fact, he seemed quite averse to spending time.
Empty.
I'm undead. I like skulls, right? An armor potion.
I'll need to write to headquarters right away.
I'm assuming I'll be able to sell some of this stuff later, or it might just be junk that weighs me down, and then I have to get rid of it. I don't know.
Empty.
Acknowledge this tome is. Dallas is such a dear lending it to me.
Okay, let's see what an apple and the egg will do.
No lesions, no trauma.
Haven't crafted anything here yet. I created nothing. And apparently it didn't use the items, it didn't use the ingredients, so I still have them.
These
Okay.
sorts of strong stuff.
So healing potions will actually hurt me, but I will collect them to sell and to give to my
This
other
is
party
very
members. It depends on what kind of RPG you like, man. Or girl, whatever you are. So I've seen a few YouTube videos of this, and I definitely think it's worth buying. This is going to be a slow game for a let's play, like I'm doing. It may be boring to watch, but for me, I think I'll enjoy it. I don't think I'll get bored of this game. But there's a lot to do in this game. There's a lot of different combinations. There's a lot of different quests. What's interesting about this is that basically whatever kind of character you create, whether you're male or female, whether you're one of the main characters, or if you create your own custom character, if your guy's a mystic or a scholar or a noble or a peasant or something, it all affects the dialogue that everybody, like how every character in the game treats you differently based on what your character is and what they've accomplished in the game so far. So for that reason, I think it's very interesting. Basically, every time you play the game, even though you might run into the same characters and the same quests, things will fall out differently because you have new dialogue options. So I'm like, my guy's an undead, so when I run into an undead in the game, they'll probably like me, whereas undead in the, like, if I was like a normal character, a living character, the undead are basically hostile to me. Like there's a lot of different combinations that can go on, and that's really, I think, what makes this game interesting. So I mean, definitely it's worth a look. Look up some YouTube videos from the PC version and see if it's something that you would like. It's definitely worth a look though, but it absolutely is not for everyone.
Why, you're looking a bit more chipper.
No lesions, no
Yes.
trauma.
Looks like that collar fits you snugly enough. Nice bit of work, even if I do say so myself.
And also, like, I'm Thane, right? So he's the undead character. And like I said, since all living people are hostile to the undead in this game, you start off with this ugly mask that I have on my head, and it gives you the ability to turn into other races. So if I want people to think I'm a dwarf, maybe I run into another dwarf and he's a vendor or something, and he doesn't like elves, so he won't sell wares to an elf. Well, I've got this Thane mask. I can turn myself into a dwarf, and then that dwarf would sell his goods to me.
There you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash.
And there's a lot of dialogue in this game. Basically, it looks like every character has some things to say.
In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs.
You didn't put prisoners onto the manifest when you loaded them onto the ship? I don't know.
You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters.
And I'm gonna try not to save scum so much in this game, but this is definitely, it definitely has the temptation to save scum a lot. There is an Iron Man mode, but it's a high difficulty, and so I picked normal difficulty for my playthrough. So you really got to think about your choices here. If I tell her that I killed her guard and her prisoner down below, she might attack me. She might not like that. I don't know. But my tags are Scholar and Mystic, and so presumably if I use one of these dialogue options right here, then I'll get like a special dialogue option from her, and maybe it might not be anything bad.
Why? Because we're at sea, of course, and have been for several days.
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Source. For good. Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those Source spells of yours? See what happens.
And now my dialogue option is Feign. Feign is actually you get like 5 or 6 like game characters. Feign is one of those. You can create your own custom character, but honestly, the story characters, they have like more quests available to them because they actually have a story in this game to follow.
Currents of magic surge inside you, boiling, bursting, then breaking, only to fade back into your soul like rain into the earth.
You better stop before you hurt yourself. All will, but no result. There you have it. See? The collar's function. It neuters you of sorts. Makes you unable to cast Source. For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's.
So it starts off with your what could I say, cliche story of so people don't trust magic, so there's this holy order, that woman right there in the red robes, who's basically trying to control the magic people and imprison them. Let's try this. Let's see what happens with this.
Is he? Oh well. Some problems simply sort themselves.
See, nobody liked that guy. Nobody liked him. Now how about the Magister? See if she's happy with that.
She frowns and peers at you closely, concern clearly etched upon her face.
Delusions such as these are rare, but not unheard of. I recommend a cup of mulled wine and another night's sleep. Just take it easy.
Oh, so she didn't believe me. Alright, well, don't go below decks. You'll see that I was telling the truth, and you'll probably be pissed off at me. But what she's talking about, this collar that I have, is this thing right here. Eventually in the story, I'm sure that this will get removed, but until this gets removed, you can't use your crazy Source powers. So it seems like there's 2 types of magic in the game. I have, like, I'm able to use, I guess these are regular magic spells, but then later on you get like more powerful Source magic spells, and So this source color prevents me from using source magic for the time being. I don't think I'm missing anything here. I don't have opened this.
What a well of knowledge this tome is. Dallas is such a dear lending it to me.
So I could steal that and piss her off, but I'm not going to do that right now.
Next level.
I have no idea. I do not know that.
Good gods, there's been a murder here.
Oh dear, there was a murder below decks too.
A young magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles whiten around her weapon as you pass. Behind the magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
There's been a murder. A sorcerer was killed by one of your own. Lucky you were busy getting your collar fitted at the time, or you'd be a suspect like the rest of them.
It's probably that Himwar prisoner who just attacked everyone.
Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does. Move along. Nothing to see here.
Alright. So it seems like once you expend the dialogue options that you're done. You can't go back to them unless you reload.
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that
Do NPC respond?
Do they respond? Like, what do you mean?
Finn didn't see it like that. He was desperate for us to help him. Two things scared the living daylights out of him. His own shadow and his own source. We'll find out who did this. Speaking of...
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. Didn't even stir. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course. Finn was killed by Source. If a Magister could do that, there wouldn't be a Magister. It looks more like a passenger managed to slip their collar. And the rest, well, you see the evidence in front of you. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the passengers. Sometimes they bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that?
Let's see.
Not in here, it isn't. You let me know if you hear anything. Whoever did this is dangerous.
So let's see. I'm pretty sure they will respond to what you do. I'll save scum here a little bit just to show you. Obviously, you can see it says steel there underneath that. If I were to pick it up, they wouldn't like it. Yep, they don't like that. Alright, I lost attitude with her apparently. If I keep doing that, they won't like it.
Can you farm XP?
Oh yeah, it's an RPG, so you can definitely go farm XP. And so I've pissed her off, so now I have, you know, either we're going to go right into a fight, or I can try and talk my way out of the situation. Alright, finesse, I think, so far is my best attribute, so let's see if that would work. Nope. And now all these guys are going to want to fight me, and they've already killed me. Basically. I knew that would going to happen anyhow, so let's just go back here. And there's a whole, it seems like there's a whole bunch of different things to give you experience in this game too. So taking certain dialogue options, taking, you know, the persuasion challenges, that will kind of sneak. All right. So I haven't tried sneaking yet. I'm pushing down on the D-pad. And so I have to be out of their line of sight. So red is her line of sight. If she turns around, maybe I can grab that amulet. Yep, I got it. Oh, mysterious chunk of flesh. Oh, she can see me. Alright. I'm not going to be save scumming a lot, but I do want to get this just because it's at the beginning of the game. And as you can see, when you open containers and stuff, it doesn't like it doesn't freeze the world. There's no time stop, so people can always turn around and see you if you're trying to loot a container. All right, go ahead and move, woman.
Rubbish.
Oh. Come on. I just want to get these items here. This is all I want, and I won't save scum anymore. You got me interested in this. Because one thing I find interesting in this game is that there's a body part on that corpse. And I want that body part, because I'm undead. Ah, I wasn't sneaking.
No lesions, no trauma. He was bled by magic.
Oh yeah, there's pickpocketing as well, but I'm not a thief. Come on, move along. I wonder if you can cause distraction by throwing rocks or something. Maybe if I caused an explosion somewhere, they'd be drawn to it. Let's talk to her.
So, anything interesting for me? I'll take that as an...
Up. Got it.
Junk.
All right. So cool. Let me run up here and go ahead and save. So that guy had a body part on his corpse, and in this game, elves can eat body parts and basically gain the memories of the person whose body part they ate. There's a really interesting book written like in the 80s, I think, by my favorite author, Gene Wolfe. And in that book, one of the things in the story is that they're able to use this potion that's made from the brain of this alien monster. And if they eat this brain gland extract and then eat like part of a human being, then they get the memories of that person. And this is basically the same thing. Elves can eat people and then get their memories.
Something has changed. You are you, but more. You look to your hands. Your fingers trace.
So as this undead guy, I start with this mask that I can turn into any race I want to, and now I should be able to eat this body part and learn something. Where is that at? Right here. Chunk of flesh. Eat.
As the dead man's flesh slides down your throat, you feel his consciousness enter yours. His memories are yours to experience. You are Finn. Your heart is heavy. You know too much. It's all too much. You met him. A bright light blinds you, then fades. You feel a tremendous power in your hands, but they are shaking so hard you can barely use them. Suddenly you're on this very ship, crouched in a corner, hugging your knees. A figure approaches, an older woman. Her eyes are kind. She comes closer. She says she wants to talk. She reaches a hand toward you. You grasp it. The memories end. You are no longer Finn. You return to yourself with a jolt.
I actually got a I got a skill from eating that thing. Adrenaline. Okay. Oh. Let's go back to my normal self.
Everything's spick and span. Nothing left to do, really.
Alright, so it gives you 2 action points immediately. But you lose 2 action points on the next turn. Alright, so another thing is, it appears like I only have 3 memory slots. Memory is one of your attributes that you can level up, and the more memory you have, the more abilities that you can have memorized at once. So actually, because I want to keep these 3 things right here, I can't actually equip this ability, which is cool because I don't really feel that I need adrenaline right now. But it's another option that I got basically for free by using the ability that I had to turn into an elf and eat that body part. It's an ability that I don't have to choose on leveling up. Alright. Can I turn that off? I guess I need to set this to hotbar.
I'll need to write to headquarters right away.
like I say, this game is... Okay, here it is. It's on my second hotbar. Alright, now I'm a normal disguised undead again. For that matter, let's see what that amulet was. Can I equip it? Oh, it was a broken source collar, right? So, yeah, it was this thing. See how they got it off.
I'll need to ride to headquarters right away.
So since I learned some abilities, let's see if I have any evidence to tell her now.
So, anything interesting for me?
Just go ahead and tell her that I learned something from the dead man's memories. And then she'll wonder how I got those memories, maybe. Let's see.
You got an elf for a friend, I guess.
Oh.
Please, don't tamper with the evidence, especially not like that. As for the older woman, I'll have to check out the ship's log. If she's aboard, I haven't met her myself. Must avoid us Reds when she sees us. If you meet anyone like that aboard, maybe you could talk to her. Casually. See when she last spoke to Finn.
Okay. Cool. Is there anything else in here? No. Over here? Oh, a poetry book.
Did the murderer take him into this room? Or was he already here?
What poetry did I pick up? Okay.
Come on, please, Losa. I forgot how to sing. I did.
Bid roll. Let's go ahead and get that. Okay, Sabille was one of the characters that you can pick from the game. Well, all these guys are story characters that you can pick, except for Gil, he wasn't.
Keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Sabille and this dwarf and this red lizard here, and this Losa chick over here with the kids. You could pick her. And eventually these people can be party members as well, I believe.
You look like my daddy. His name is Frida. He's waiting for me at home.
He looks like a creepy skeleton with a crazy mask.
I'm here because I'm magic. Are you here because you're weird?
Kids in RPGs are always just terrible.
Do you know Losa? She's a really good singer.
I don't want to hear your la la la.
Ah, there you are. Husband. Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not-at-all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical.
Allergical. Play along and take our armor with a grin, which will be easy to do because I have a permanent grin. Because I'm a skull.
How very correct you are, spouse of mine. Madame Josephine Gribbles de Peeb refuses to be confused with anyone else. What?
It
What's
looks
so
good,
funny?
but do not know.
Yeah, I mean, you should definitely look into it. Definitely look up some other videos. Actually, the videos that got me interested in this game, it's by Stumped, Stumpt, and they played this game a little bit, and that's what got me liking it. So go check them out. You'll learn their basically. I think they've already played through the game, so you can. There's plenty of videos for you to look at and see if this is something that you would be interested in.
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we? You presume right.
So that was kind of just stupid. We just told these kids that she's not Losa, and then I just called her Losa, and she's like, "Yep, that's me," right in front of them. That's kind of dumb.
Nope, trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better. Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You're too soft for it.
I'm not too soft for her. I'm all bones. I'm all hard.
You take care, though.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer.
Oh yeah, Losa's story is that she's demon-possessed.
As quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her.
Good luck, Chief.
Oh, and as far as some other things about this game, it is multiplayer as well. So I'm playing by myself here, but I could load a multiplayer game and I could play with other people. And so you can have up to four people in a game. It has couch co-op as well as, you know, online. So if you got friends to play with, you can definitely do it in this game.
I know it.
Hey there, weirdo!
I'm going to talk to this guy.
Name? Well, you aren't here on my list. Scram, eh? We're trying to catch a killer here.
You! Sorcerer! Blood? No. Go!
Oh, and if you weren't here for the beginning of the stream, my character has an ability that allows him to talk to animals. And there's a lot of animals in this game. You should definitely have someone in your party who can talk to animals.
Quiet long enough for me to listen.
You one of them? A Divine Order loyal? They killed a sorcerer, you know. They'll hide the evidence well enough, but make no mistake.
Okay. And this is one of the main characters right here, Beast.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions. He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, boy. You hear that? The ship, of course.
The ship.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash and crackle of waves around you.
And? Sick as a leper's cat. From the state of it, I'd say she's being cared for by a bunch of beardless babes who never loved anyone but their own mums. But there's more. Listen close. There now, just like that.
Squeak!
Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back. The other catches you before you lose your footing.
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good news. It's the wheel. The wheel. Don't you see, you beautiful idiot? Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east. Burn my beard. That means if we've been travelling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy.
If you can't tell by his hat already, Beast is supposed to be like a dwarven pirate or some kind of a ship captain or something.
No indeed, boy. But that ain't my final destination.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes roll over to you.
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, boy.
He continues stroking his beard, a beatific smile on his lips, and doesn't acknowledge you anymore.
I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than your appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
I spent my life singing for my slaves to bring me my supper. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat.
Well, well, what have we here? A fresh face in this stale hair.
My face is hardly fresh.
Size you up, shall we? See if you'll do.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse.
Well, I'm fetching at least.
All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
Uh-oh. Is he gonna see that I'm an undead?
There's some discoloration, as well as a rather disconcerting lack of tongue and gums.
Yep.
I've seen worse.
Oh, he's okay with it.
After all, one can't expect to find prime merchandise on a squalid little ship like this. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook?
I'll have an undead option. Yes, my sense of taste isn't what it used to be now that I no longer have a tongue with which to taste.
And of course, a cook who can't taste is about as useful as a dog in a chess game. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor?
Got this wolf on a leash now.
Yeah, sure, I can sew.
Feel the caress of satin on my scarlet skin once more. A most satisfactory answer indeed. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance?
Oh yes, I'm very good at that.
Art of cosmetics is what I'm after. The very basics, then. I suppose that's a start. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. Let's evaluate, shall we? As per your own testimony, you can tailor and groom, but you have the taste buds of a dung beetle. Still, beggars can't be choosers. So without
Rather, I have no
offer
taste
you
buds.
my sincerest congratulations. As of now, you are my slave. My
No.
slave, of course. Oh, but I see. Yes, I suppose it must take some time for the full extent of this honor to sink in.
Some time
Anyway,
indeed.
you may leave me for a moment. We'll go over your duties once we reach Fort Joy. Now, shoo!
Let's see if being a lizard would change anything, or if I've already wasted that because I spoke to him without being a lizard.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
I didn't take off anything.
When I want you to attend me, I'll...
Oh no, I already wasted my dialogue with him, not being a lizard. Okay. Alright.
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Take the beer.
How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and
I don't intend to do away with the custom.
I'm busy watching for clues, sorcerer. Go take your sob story somewhere else.
That has the Magisters more concerned.
Ethan Ben Miz, this is also a game character.
Against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you...
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this tramp you found.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on. One of us will kill our own.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again. He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Pinches less that way, right?
It barely pinches at all. It's all bone there.
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants. No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough. The Joy, I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself. Not interested in the son of the divine himself? I don't blame you one bit. But Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
What are you conspiring about over there? You! What's your name?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name?
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous robes.
Away with you, at once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of...
Alright.
Don't you get with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about swords.
Under lock and key.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
As an undead, I can pick locks with my bony fingers. But I would be seen, no doubt.
Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around
was one of them. I know it.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
Here to register, sir. Good, good. Magister Williams is just about done with the last passenger. You faring okay so far?
He tugs the collar of his uniform and chuckles.
Sorry you're upset, sir, but we all wear what we wear for a reason. You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
Magister paid seems okay.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me
Rope. Rope is always useful.
The hatch is blocked.
Oh.
I'll need to find another way.
and I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than more
source.
See if I can eat that eyeball.
Put a knuckle in it. Trying to concentrate. I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Nope.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up? Insufferable, surely.
Keep those bolts trained on her, and if she tries to run, shoot to kill.
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet.
You seem on edge, officer. What on earth is the matter?
Murder most foul, and I strongly suspect you know all about it.
Do you? Well, perhaps you're absolutely right.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
This again? Always knew you'd turn up dropped and been missed. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it. Boring.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it? You murdered that poor fella.
Oh, well, that was easy.
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
It means your journey draws to a close. Do stick around for its finale, though, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
Oh.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
Mask. She stole it.
Oh, no.
These savages see me without it. They will have my skull for a goblet.
Well, let's go put my other thing on. Cover my face with this. Not good enough to open that door. Oh. I think I picked up a cup I don't really need.
The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor, his great beard twisted and tangled around him. He is stock still. You can't see. You hear a faint thud, thud, thud. He's alive, but only just. The dwarf lies in a heap on the...
Yep, I'm no thief.
Oh, what? What happened? Must have been the turnips. Water? Why, for goodness sake? Oh.
The lizard's eyes close as he slips into unconsciousness.
Oh.
Ifan lies motionless, curled on the ground like an animal. Under his shaggy hair, you can see green eyes fluttering as if his eyes flicker open.
Lucien. Lucien.
Ifan cries out, then his eyes fall closed.
Can't actually get in here. But I wonder...
No, not the final dark. Not yet.
It's no use. Your word...
The dice roll darkly.
I wonder if I can get an explosive barrel up here to blow open that door. Log. Here's some bigger pants.
The Magister lies on the floor, unconscious and bleeding from a dire-looking wound.
I could attack her. Alright. Hold on, I'm just going to go to the head real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So I just thought of something. How's Elosa?
The young woman lies in a heap on the floor. She's breathing normally, but her eyes are wide open. She doesn't stir.
Oh. The children are gone. They weren't destroyed. That's unfortunate. Oh, that guy had a key. See if that will unlock this room over here. I had an idea to hit that with my rock and see if I can block it. No, blow it down that way. Nope. So that doesn't open it. So let's see if this will. Alright, I did a little bit of damage to the door. And I put fire down. Now, let's see if I can put a candle there. Yeah, it didn't blow the door open. Maybe once that fire goes out, then I can attack it. This is probably going to take a while, but I really want to get into that room. Can they poison the door? Nope. It hurt me a little bit, but I can heal myself with poison. I'm afraid it will poison him though. I don't want to kill him. So I'll just attack it. So this ability, it's recharging kind of quickly because I'm not in combat. If I was in combat, then I could only use like this ability once in a turn. Then I would have to wait a few turns for it to recharge, cool down or whatever. What was just my normal attack like? I'm doing like 9 damage that way. 6 damage. Alright, this is better. Is this damaging my equipment? A little bit. A little bit.
I am going to get it.
Alright. I hope you enjoy. And thanks for hanging on to my stream for a little bit. I know I'm moving really slow, but I'm just learning this game and seeing what all it has to offer myself, you know. Not making any money off of this or anything. I'm just playing for fun and happen to have an internet connection that's capable of streaming for a little bit. So in about 18 more of these attacks, I should have be able to get through this door finally. So yeah, if you buy this game right now from the PSN store, then basically you won't have the full game until the game is actually released on like the 31st.
Door LOL.
But apparently you can play 20 hours of this game until the game is actually open, the full version on the 31st, and yeah, that's plenty enough time for me. I'm not going to play 20 hours of this before the 31st comes along. That's only in a couple of days. So it's probably safe to go ahead and buy it now if it's something that you would be interested in. Alright, 9 more attacks. I wonder if I get experience points for defeating the door. One more attack. No experience. Alright, see if it was worth it. A new knife, poison, mashed potatoes, worth it. And a coloring book full of dragon pictures. Alright, alright. I got some recipes off of this poster. Restoration, magic heal, some garlic. What's in the basket? Nothing. What's in the sack? Nothing. What's in the sacks? Ham. Alright. Door defeated. Alright, let's get away from the people and then I will heal myself. So I have this poison potion which will heal me, or I can just cast poison on myself. Stand in this poison, get some heals. I'm fully healed. I already looted this guy, right? Yeah. Alright, save the game.
The hatch is blocked.
It's still blocked. I use this staircase over here. So, I'm pretty sure that you can attack any character in the game. Yeah, I could totally kill all the main characters right here while they're unconscious. Probably a bad doggy in here. Oh, I'll talk to the dog. How you doing, dog?
The hound paws desperately at its snout. It winces as it draws blood from its wet black nose and continues scratching. The dog notices you for the first time and snarls. The hairs on its back prickling as it lowers itself into a lunge.
Sorcerer!
Yeah, these are dogs who are trained to attack people like me.
It sneezes suddenly and paws at its nose once more.
Can't smell. Can't breathe. Too much sauce. Too much. Too much. Please make it stop.
If he runs down and finds that Wendigo woman, she's gonna blast him. I can mercy kill her. I don't want to mercy kill the dog.
The dog whines and continues pawing at its nose.
Damn. That doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards.
Oh, this door only has 30 health. Be easy to break. But let's see if I can pick it. And I unlocked it. Cloth scraps. And poison wand. Okay, so what was the latest entry? Maybe it's a dream journal. It's the captain's journal.
Thank gods. By divine grace, who was that howling?
The dog.
He eyes the collar circling your neck and reaches a hand towards his blade.
Another sorcerer! Like you don't know? Mutiny! Did that witch fix your collar too?
Alright, it worked.
Go on then. Find a place to hide and stay there.
Yeah, so sure as I'm done checking out all this stuff. Oh, there's Rick's.
The human's chief, Alexander. A curious name, but no more bizarre than anything else that species does.
Resurrection Squad scroll. Eventually I want to get over here apparently. So let's go check this side of the ship for now.
Not long before this thing snaps into splinters.
Well. My first bow. It's water. So let's see if this works. Kinda corrupted, huh? Huh. I'm just going to save and... well, I don't know. Kinda messed up the text in the game somehow. Alright. Alright. Try and reload and hopefully make that go away. Alright. Let's see if this fixed the text issue. Yes. Throw the item onto the fire. Let's see if we can knock out some of this fire. Nope. Huh. I'll just walk around it for now.
Great gods! Something's pounding on the hull.
Let me try something else. A water staff. Yes. Alright. Alright. I broke the water barrel and it killed the fire. Excellent. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you can do in this game. Alright, cool. So if I run into these death fog barrels, I guess death fog is a kind of chemical weapon in this game. Fantasy chemical weapon. Death fog, from what I've seen, straight up kills anyone who walks into it. Unless you're undead. Some better armor. I'll put these. Yes, and you can wear a bucket on your head, but it gives me negative 1 initiative, so I don't want that. Alright, so I got some armor from this guy for going through the fire. Nothing else is through there though.
God damn it. I need to get off this wreck. Quick.
Well, not too quickly. If I sink to the bottom, I'm a dead guy. I can just walk along the ocean floor till I get somewhere. Forgery of a painting. I believe that you can sell paintings, but it's a forgery, so it probably won't be worth much. So I'm liking undead. Pretty cool. You punish the dead with undeath. So maybe that's how I got dead. This Brachus guy maybe made me dead.
And you thought Rivellon was flat?
Alright. Oh, here's Rick's.
What will happen to us?
I don't know.
You need to find a hiding place.
Alright, we're done here. A ripped painting. That won't be any good. I checked all these things, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, so there's always like stuff on the ground from what I've seen in these fights. You can always put water or blood or some type of oil or something on the ground. Gives you wet, so as wet I'm less resistant to electrical attacks and more resistant to fire attacks. And there's a skill that heals you from standing in blood, so that's good. I think I can turn this blood also into poison, which will heal me. Yep, turn the blood into poison. So that's going to be very useful. So here's the way out. I want to get into this area though. Oh, there's buggy text again.
The marking on the door was painted recently, judging from its pungent scent. You recognize the symbol immediately for what it is. A warning of death fog within.
Ah, so this will be fine for me.
You press your palm against the door to open it. Your fingers clack against the wood, and you suddenly feel grey. The touch leaves you numb, dull. It doesn't budge. The door groans open, but an ashen shadow clouds your mind.
Okay, so I think that was a warning to like anybody else who was not undead. If you go in that stuff, you will just die. But I should be fine.
Death fog? Good thing I'm immune. Still, this means trouble.
Haha, I'm okay. So I'll be able to get some loot that other characters just could not get at all. Okay, so if you're a living person, there's really not anything inside this room that you're missing out. It's probably just to teach you that death fog is bad. Don't go into the death fog. Alright, onward and upward. Old cap. I wonder if this will cover my face. I don't know. Let's save and test it out. Hopefully by the time this game comes live on the 31st, they will have patched out this buggy text.
You need to find a hiding place.
Alright, these guys are not attacking me, so this cap must actually hide my face. Oh no, I'm burning. Let me walk through this poison over here and get better. Oh no, I turned the poison into fire. Let's try and get wet. Can we get wet? Okay, I'm wet. That knocked out the fire, and now I need to poison myself again to get healed. Alright, I'm all better. Alright, here's some combat for you guys. Okay, that slowed him. Yes, get poisoned. All right. So you see I had that gray bar above the red bar that is my health. That's physical armor. So it protected me from a little bit of physical damage. So from what I understand, there's physical armor and magical armor in this game. And there are certain statuses that physical and magical armor can protect you from. And once it's broken, then those statuses can be applied directly to you. As well as just, you know, guarding health. So if you got magic armor and someone throws a fireball at you, the magic armor will protect you a little bit until your magic armor gets broken, and then it will start actually dealing damage to your health. Physical armor for, you know, basic attacks, swords, and whatnot. And should just be able to attack this guy now. You know, let's poison him again, because poison's fun. It's my thing. And I attack him again. Because I don't have to move, I can attack twice. Missed. Fireball. Orange juice. Nothing. Nothing. All right. So over here is to leave. There's nothing back this way, was there? No. I can go down. Whoa. Looks like bad news. Oh, I don't want to go that way. There's a big giant tentacle there, and doesn't look to be anything up there that I want anyhow. Though there's a magic staff up there on the poop deck. I kind of want to get to that. Oh, and I'm over encumbered. Shit. Also, my guy does have telekinesis, Kyle. Alright, that knocked out some water. Alright. Some sort of scroll. I'm gonna go ahead and save here. Nope. Yeah, this text issue is unfortunate, but they should be fixing this fast because that's kind of a problem. Alright, quick load. Let's see if I can steer the ship to safety, and then I'll be a hero. I don't know if that's going to do anything.
A lifeboat. That means there's still a chance.
Just hang on a moment. I'll be right over. That opened that. See if there's any reason to go down here. And no. Alright, let's leave.
Shut your trap, kid. Children and dwarfs first, just like the old stories say.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to no avail.
You said there were other people down there. We need to help them.
They're mostly dead.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here.
Yeah, save the other people.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's a ladder right over there. You can go straight down.
You're gonna be the death of us in here.
I want to be a good dead guy. Alright.
The Magister lies on the floor, unconscious and bleeding from a...
I guess we can't do anything about her.
If you can walk, get yourself up the ladder.
Ah.
Wait, Void Woken. Beardless bugs won't sink the ship on my watch.
Alright, so I'm not fighting by myself. Got some friends helping me out.
Greet the Reaper for me.
Alright, cool.
I thought Void Woken was supposed to be scary. Let the games begin.
I've faced worse.
They who are about to triumph.
You had a grenade?
I'll yield to none.
Okay, prisoners having magic powers, that's one thing, but these people are prisoners with grenades? That's something else entirely. Alright.
Let's head above decks for some air.
Raw lumpy giblets. Or giblets, whatever you want to say. Already looted that thing.
Here's something. It's Magister Siwan, the one who put on this damn collar. Sounds like she needs help.
Where's Sue on that? Oh, she's dead. Okay, now I can get to this woman, I guess.
She tries to speak, but can only gape as she clutches her neck, trying to stem the bleeding of a gushing wound. With jagged movements, she raises her clenched fist and holds out a length of cloth, soaked with some kind of strong-smelling tincture. Blood quickly soaks through the cloth. Magister Siwan's mouth opens and closes, her eyes wide in terror.
No, you don't want to put a tourniquet on her neck. Let's... excuse me, excuse my coughing. Let's apply some direct pressure, though.
It's working. The pressure is stemming the flow of blood. Siwan clutches your arm, her eyes locked with yours. Something within the ship snaps. The floorboards shudder. Siwan struggles to her feet, clinging to you tightly. The ship lets out a deep groan, then cracks.
It's ripping the ship apart.
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars.
I hope I broke my collar.
Magic lured the Voidwoken.
Oh, talking about Wendigo.
Now presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Orivan.
So not all these magisters are bad people. They just don't like magic people.
Well, that was decidedly unpleasant. Am I the lone survivor? Depending on one's definition of survivor, of course.
Alright, I think that's where I'm going to call it for now. I hope it wasn't too boring for you guys. Thanks for joining me so far. I'll be playing again maybe tomorrow, maybe later tonight.